Hi, in this video we will talk about another way to print our variables in the console. I have already opened a new project and I called it Concatenation. Let's create a new class together in the source folder and call it Concatenation Exercises. We will also make a main method, psvm_tab, and inside it let's declare a variable for each known data type. We will write together int number equals 10, string text equals test, double number equals 11.1, float number equals 11.1f, boolean truth equals true, and char c equals star. If we want to print our variables in the form of a text, we can use a systemout line in which to enter the text my string variable has the value, and I will get out of the string and continue to pass plus the name of my string variable, which is text. I will run the application and we can see that my template, my string variable has the value test, was printed in the console. Here I forgot to put a white space. We can do this for each type of data we declared above. We can write a systemout line. My number is plus number. I can write again a systemout line in which I can say double number is my double number. The same goes for float. We can copy and paste this line and modify it. Float number is my float number. Also, the same goes for character. Systemout line, I have declared a character with the value plus my character, which is C. If we execute our program, we can see that our variables have been concatenated to our text. The plus operator, used with numerical values, has the responsibility to add them. On the other hand, the plus operator, applied to strings, has the responsibility to concatenate them, to glue them. So far, we've talked about the systemout_println and systemout_print statements. We have another instruction called systemout_printf. Printf stands for format. Systemout_printf is used when we want to include in our structure more concatenations, more pluses. We can write system.out.printf, and the first thing that will need to be passed to my instruction is the way I want my printed text to look. I want it to appear in the shape of I have declared a string variable with the value x. To replace the x with our string, we will need to pass a comma after our template and specify the name of our variable. We called our variable text. Also, the x will have to be replaced with a sequence of characters that will be used by our compiler to interpret the fact that the next thing passed after the comma will be a string. For this, the x will be replaced by %s. In the end, as after any other operation, we'll put a semicolon. And if we run our program, We can see that our text I have declared a string variable with the value test has been printed. Our %s has been replaced by our string value. Let's write another systemout printf. There's also an abbreviation for that. We will write SOUF and press tab. Here I will write I have declared an int variable with the value again x. Further, I will pass my number. And when this variable is of type int, I will have to replace my x with a %d, which stands for decimal. I will run the application again, and we can see that our int variable has been passed to our template. Between the two systemout.printf instructions, we can also see that our compiler does not move to the next line. For this, we will have to introduce an empty systemout.print line between them. We will write SOUT tab. If we run again, our sentences will be printed on different rows. To use a double or a float number, we can write systemout.printf. I have declared a double variable with the value. This time I will write %f, after which, after a comma, we will write our double number. Before we run our application again, let's also write an empty systemout.print line. As you can see, I have declared a bubble variable with the value 11.1. Let's change that to double. Also, there is no rule that says we need to pass only a single variable within a template. If I wrote here I am declaring a double variable with the value %f, I'm also allowed to continue my text. And the string with the value, and to replace a string here we will write %s, as you already know. Now, after my double number, I will have to pass the variable of type text, of type string, which is text. If we run our application, we can see that both our variables were inserted in my string template. I have declared a double variable with the value 11.1 and a string with the value test. To print a boolean, we will have to use SOUF and we will write we are declaring a boolean, and this time I will use %b. After a comma, I will specify my boolean, which I called truth. We can see that we are declaring a boolean true. Of course, we didn't use a systemout.print line to go to the next row, so let's do that. Now we can see all of our sentences printed on different rows. In the following video, we will do some exercises with operators in which we will use all three ways of printing.